everybody, and welcome to another episode of That Podcast. Enjoy the show.
No, I really only hit the record button to try to get him to say how long.
Well, okay,
number?
so we can start and talk about it. How about I just get us started? Ryan has his intro.
Oh, that's pre-recorded.
Ryan has the intro, so now I'm just gonna say, hey guys, good to have you all here.
Yeah.
Pastor
Am I the
Becky
only one without
Lee.
a liquid? Sorry, that was ADHD.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you have no drink.
Do you think you have it too?
I know I do.
Yeah, she 100% has it.
I take medication for it.
So real quickly, for those of you listening in the midst of this just random talk, we have Pastor Becky Lee with us. We're so happy to have her to join that podcast and listen to the goofiness that goes on. Yay!
Dude is on top of it.
On mark.
Hi.
So a couple things happened before as we were getting started that we wanted to share with everybody, and one of them was the question about how to use we all have headsets on, and if you have earrings, what do you do? And so Sarah was saying that she switches out of her earrings, and Dana said that you have cartilage earrings, so you just got to suffer through it.
Yeah, my lobes are fine, but my cartilage are the ones that hurt.
And Becky has taken her earrings out because they were bothering her, but she said to me, "I don't have to worry about that, right?" And I said, once upon a time I was cool at 19 and I had an earring.
Just one?
Just one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Was it a
Like
diamond?
diamond
Was it
stud?
a diamond?
Like a diamond stud.
Did you go to Claire's to get it
Was
done?
it a real
I
diamond?
did go to Claire's to get it done.
Yeah.
Was it a real diamond?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No. At Claire's,
At
it was
Claire's,
a
no, it's not.
cubic zirconium set.
Is it like furs? Like fake people wear real fur and real people wear fake fur? Have you ever heard that before? I don't know. Well, anyway, I wore one for a while, but I was also teaching martial arts at the time, and after a couple of years, I took it out because every time I would teach, I'd take it out, and it was twice a week. I forgot to put it in for like a month, and the hole basically healed up completely. And at that point, I was like, well, I'm not going to put this back in. So
We could probably still get it back in because
I
I
was
took
like-
out I have my ears double pierced.
yeah.
And I didn't wear the second ones for probably like 6 years. And just the other day, I was like, I'm going to see if I can get an earring back through there. No problem.
Did it make the pop noise?
No.
No?
It hurt a little bit,
Mine
but
would
it
make
was
a
no
pop
issue.
noise. It's been a long time.
Well, so once I did push it back in when, because I'd take it out and I'd leave it out for like a couple of weeks, and I was like, oh, I got to get this in. And I heard a popping noise. But what the question came up, let's get
Could we do
DJ, would he be willing to re-pierce his ear if we got to a certain number of subscribers? Or was it views?
Well, DJ.
That's what we asked you. What would it take? Does it have to be subscriber or views? What number am I pushing?
1 million. I don't know.
Dr. Evil.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
That's the number that came to my head. If we had 1 million views, yeah,
Okay.
I'd do
We
that.
don't have views.
Yeah, we do.
Well, or clicks or
Can I are we
connections
doing
Don't.
compiling all the numbers? Okay, cool.
Oh, we're not doing just this one? I thought it was just this.
Starting
No,
now. Starting
like-
now.
I mean, on
across
the one
all
episode,
platforms.
but across all platforms, I can count.
If we get to 1 million views, I will.
Okay.
Most
DJ, this
likely-
is what
It's a
I'm thinking
different
of is,
word.
how like there are all the cool looking pastors out there for like those mega churches, and they've got their like Jordans and
Yeah.
their like puffy jackets and stuff.
Do you know what she's inferring?
No, I'm thinking like this is the
Not
2000s version
cool.
coming back. Like
You
you're gonna
got
have to
it.
do the Liberty spikes and the earring now because
Oh.
the 90s are coming back.
The
Yeah.
90s.
So
Ooh,
there
and
you
then
go.
frosted
Full
tips.
patch.
Yeah, this is how you get ahead of the trend of being the cool pastor.
I see. So the next staff hire that we need is someone who does makeup and wardrobe.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm
Yeah.
hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just a whole production.
What do you think of that, Pastor
I'm
Becky?
sure that's exactly what
Well,
the
she's
congregation
inferring
wants
that
to
none
see.
of us, especially you, are cool.
I know.
I was not inferring that.
Sounded
Actually,
like
I
it.
think you guys are very
She was
cool.
implying it. We inferred it.
So, is that how that works?
I mean,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
I
how it
used to
works.
work here. I thought we
Good
were
at
cool.
sharing
Yeah.
words, DJ. We're good
mean-
at sharing words.
Mm-hmm.
Cool subjective, right?
Well, I will say it right now. If we get 1 million views,
Okay.
it'll happen. I know that. I'm
It's-
trying to work
it's-
through some litigious language here.
No.
Like,
Views, clicks, listens.
So Dana, now we just have to find the like bots that Rihanna
Yeah.
buys to
Yes.
get likes on her stuff.
Yes.
No.
What? You never said
You,
it had to be legit.
how are you gonna know?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
In my defense, I think if you added up all of our stuff on YouTube from Atonement, I don't think we're anywhere near 1 million anything. So
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Over the last
100,000?
4 years.
yes. Are we close?
5 years.
If you
years.
total
5
up,
years, yeah, 2020.
It started in 2020.
yeah.
So from 2020 to now,
You
are
don't
we
think
near
there's
1
been a million?
No.
million?
Oh, I
Not
bet you
even
we'd be
half a
at
million.
I bet you we'd be close to half.
Maybe.
So that gives me 5 more years to contemplate what I got myself into.
I think you underestimate the power of middle schoolers and high schoolers.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is fair. Yeah.
I mean, just look at VBS and how very excited they were to pie. Both
that
of
is
you.
true. That is true. And our high school youth director and adult young adult director, Gage, has laid out a challenge that if the middle school and high schoolers raise so much money for FMSC, he'll shave his head.
Man,
Oh,
this
Didn't
is
know that.
also
Yeah.
a
Heard it
really-
here first.
This is also a really
my
funny
gosh.
like pull-in of during FMSC. Dana and I were talking about. It's funny to me, like I now know when like the kids who I think of as little kids from Atonement are now like high schoolers. Because I was like, what do you mean I'm getting
College.
likes from this? Like this kid is still a 4th grader in my
Right.
brain. Why
Yeah.
is she liking this stuff on the Feed My Starving Children Instagram?
Why are they online?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. And then I also then turn into the old lady of I'm like, okay, you should be in school right now. If I
Right,
get one
right.
more notification, I'm going to contact your mother.
I'm calling the
Pay
Sarah,
attention.
truancy
Sarah was
officer.
having a hard time with that one.
Yeah. It's real tough for my
See,
brain
where
to
then I
comprehend.
go, because I was going back through old photos and found them and was sending them to her of like, look at them, they're little babies. She's like, yeah, that's when I knew them.
Yeah, that's when I took that picture.
Once I baptized, they're getting married.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
But it's cool, Becky, because you probably get to baptize. You probably baptized them and you get to marry them.
Well, some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Full circle.
I did one last weekend. I didn't baptize her, but she was a little girl when I came here.
Well, and I've told you this privately, but I love watching it when you officiate at a baptism because you're a master. Like, and what I mean by that is there's certain things that we all do. I think everyone's a master of some things, but you're so skilled at something that you can go off script, and it still is exactly
I
what
went
it's
off
supposed
script
to be.
too much on the last one, I think.
Yeah, but you know what? No one would have noticed, and it was all relevant to what you were doing. So,
But I mean, I cracked a few jokes.
well, of
and
course you did. That's how you roll. It works out just fine.
I did
but-
that at the wedding too.
Well, and
That I did last weekend.
for me, I can't go off script for baptisms. Like I just haven't internalized that enough. So I love watching you do it because it's like that's how it's done.
Well, you're a baptism,
I can talk about it till I'm blue in the face.
baptism perfectionist.
Yes. Well, yes. I guess there's a bit of that too.
This weekend for my wedding, I said it was at a venue, so it wasn't at church. So I didn't have anything to do with the rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hadn't seen any of the groomsmen or the bridesmaids. They had all rehearsed before I got there earlier in the day. And so they're all lined up beside me. And I said, now, does someone have the rings? And the best man thinks he's very funny and starts checking all his pockets. And I went, you've got them. Just hand them over. You think this is my first time around?
Right.
Not.
Right.
And then, they're all laughing at him. And he felt kind of sheepish. I shouldn't have said it.
Yeah. Called him out right there.
Right
I
there.
have seen one though that he thought he had them and he really didn't.
I had the worst one was that I actually got angry at afterwards. He had them in a Cracker Jack box.
Oh.
And we had to wait in a church until he had found them in the Cracker Jack.
And then they're all
and then they're
sticky.
sticky.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, yuck.
I've also had a dog lose them.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, their dog was their ring bearer, and we were in a state park, and the dog took off after a squirrel. And then the dog came back, and only her ring was there, and
At
his ring
least-
was gone.
I was just, at least the expensive one was probably still there.
I was like, we actually had to get a scissors to cut hers off because she had tied it so tight that we actually couldn't, and so it was like
Is
actually
this friends
still.
or are you taking pictures or? you're
No,
at
that
a
was one
wedding?
that Sierra officiated. That I was just there.
The only bad one I ever saw was it rained beforehand and the groomsmen were drying off all the chairs. And we had told the best man, who was the little brother, just take the ring out of your pocket and one of us girls will hold on to it. He's like, I'm fine. I got it.
He didn't have it.
drawing off the chairs, it fell out of his pocket. And then it was truly like Oprah style of, please look under your chair. You have the wedding ring. And some like
And you get
6-year-old
a
little girl
ring.
found it, thankfully.
I've only had 2 doggy ring bears. 3.
You have.
3.
And did they have the rings on them, or did they just process in?
And one was in the woods by a lake.
I won't do
They were
it.
on leashes.
No
They were
dogs.
on leashes.
Oh, okay.
And the other one was the one I did for a couple from here last spring. And it was inside.
See,
It was a-
yeah, no,
it was
dogs
a-
got to be
It
inside.
was a blind French poodle. No, not poodle. French bulldog.
It was
wasn't gonna get
blind?
Very far. It's a real cute dog. It was blind.
Oh man. Well, you're braver than me. I don't like. I'm okay with dogs being in the service, and I'm okay with kids, like the ring bearer, the flower, but the rings go.
Symbolic jobs only
Yeah.
for DJ.
Well, it's kind of like that old saying on TV. It's always, you never know what you're gonna get when you're working with
Animals,
dogs,
kids, and
animals
animals.
and kids.
Animals
Fair.
and kids.
And yeah, that's nuts.
Art Linkletter.
Art
Never-
Linkletter.
You guys don't know him.
Nope.
He was on a daily show, and he'd always have little kids on and interview them. And this was live. This was before video, and the section of the show was called "Kids Say the Darndest Things," and sometimes they would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty funny. And his name was Art Linkletter. He was very good with kids.
So you guys are kind of at that stage, or have been, where there's a lot of weddings going on in your life, and in your
Zero more
vicinity.
than me.
Yeah. So what
Or
is it?
dying down? Are you actually at an age where it's kind of dying down?
I was like, all of your people have gotten married, right?
For the most part.
Yeah.
How old are you, Sarah?
I'll be 30 this year.
Yep. I was 29 when my last good friend got married. And I fell in a heap the day before. I'm the only one that's left.
Oh.
I've had that moment.
Yeah. But you know what?
It's fine.
You're smiling. We're
Yeah,
good. We're
yep.
good.
So what?
You're only 30.
Yeah.
I guess I'd
It's
like to
still
ask this
young.
question and get everyone to answer it. What makes like what's some of the good stuff that you've seen in weddings, and what's stuff that you're like, I don't really care for that. Can you think of one thing you really like and one thing you're like, I'm not a fan of that?
Because I've married a lot of people from here, I probably wouldn't say in case someone's listening.
I wouldn't say any names.
I wouldn't even say if it's something really unique.
Yeah.
Then I probably wouldn't say it because it might be someone listening and I wouldn't want to hurt any feelings.
Well, I'll start
Do
with I've been a part of really big weddings where there's a lot of pomp and circumstance and there's a lot of moving pieces. And I will say that they're beautiful. They're great. The wedding, the reception, all that stuff. It's an event for sure. But the weddings that I think I really enjoyed being a part of were really simple. Like I remember we had a reception after a wedding in the town's American Legion, and it wasn't like a lot of money spent on catering. It was the church ended up doing a potluck. Like the people, the community. I mean, it was a small enough community that the community was all there, so the entire community was celebrating this wedding, and it was a lot of fun. And it was fun to be a part of it. And it wasn't like everything needed to be, it wasn't like the marriage of like the royal family of England, if you've ever seen those, where it's everything has to be done just right. It just, but they were there. It was simple. There wasn't a lot of moving pieces. I think there was just like 1 or 2 bridesmaids and groomsmen. And everyone had a ball and they had a blast. And when it was done, it went. The wedding was fun, and then the reception was fun. The party afterwards.
That's,
was
I
fun.
think, for me, the best weddings are the ones where kind of everybody there and involved know that weddings are a celebration. You're there to have fun, and it's kind of 2 families becoming one. And those times where, like when you get out on the dance floor and everybody's dancing together and having a good time, and you've got somebody dancing over there and including everybody, and there's no like little cliquey circles or anything like that. It's just everybody is there together and there to be together and celebrate and have a good time. Like that's the best for me.
I'm usually leaving before the wedding dance because I have to do church in the morning.
Usually that's how it
Yeah.
goes.
Becky,
That's
we
how
got to
it
get
goes.
you on some caffeine kicks or something so you can be
I
there
can't
for
have
the.
caffeine.
Oh man.
My little heart goes tick tick
Oh.
tick 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 tick.
No, I was gonna say
We got to get you so that way you don't have to do church the next morning. So you can go to a
There you
couple
go.
wedding
Or have a
dances.
Yeah.
Friday- have
Yeah.
a Friday one.
There you go.
yeah. No, the worst weddings are the ones where it's too much ego.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or the people who, like,
Bridezillas.
yes, or the people who take it just like not
Way
that
too
like
serious.
seriously isn't the right word, but but
The worst.
the things that like you are probably going to fall apart over, nobody's going to realize or remember that you were supposed to have off-white shoes and your shoes are ivory, or like
sure.
Yes,
those
because
little things that
The little
didn't quite work
details.
out.
because it's like it to you. You're like you notice it, but it's like unless you say something.
Nobody's
Like
gonna
I've
know.
worked enough weddings
Mhm.
as a coordinator that I'm just like, especially when it's like somebody's mom, I'm like, you need to just go sit down. The wedding's happening. Like, what are we doing? But it's like, well, this didn't happen. Okay, well, guess what? You and like the other like 10 people in the wedding are the only ones that know
Yeah.
that it
Well,
didn't
and
happen.
I just say, just stop right now.
Mhm.
What is our intent at the end of the day?
Yeah.
That 2 people will be husband and wife.
Mhm.
Everything else.
I was like, as long
It's
as the,
incidentals.
Yep.
yeah, we
Incidentals.
do the thing and then we sign
Yep.
the paper. Like
That's my favorite thing to
that's what we
like,
need.
But usually that's my usual go-to to sign in like bridal shower cards is just relax. All you need to do is say the right words and sign the right line. It's the only thing that matters.
Easier said than done.
Sometimes
Oh.
we forget
Sometimes.
to sign and we leave.
Yes. I've done that. I've
Well, that's why I always had Sierra sign hers for like it came to the wedding already signed by her.
Yeah.
I failed to sign a marriage certificate for a wedding I was doing in a different state.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, good.
And then I flew back
oh,
and the couple was like, "Hey, we just FedExed overnight to you the marriage
no.
license because we need your
DJ,
signature."
you would have
It's like,
been you would be my
no.
number one enemy. I'm usually the like person in the wedding party or whoever where it's like we need somebody who's type A who could hunt down. Like at my cousin's wedding, the maid of honor and the
best man.
best man were notorious just like wanderers and chatters. Like we just need them to sign this after the fact.
Yeah.
I'm like, give it to me, I'll go find them.
Oh, I've had
And
it where
I followed them. He's like, I just need to find a pen. I'm like, I have a pen in my hand right here. I need you to
I
take
do
2
it.
seconds.
I normally do it as soon as I have it with me.
Yep.
yeah.
And as soon as we walk out of the sanctuary or wherever we are, we all do it.
Yeah,
But
that's good.
this one, they had gotten it not here,
Oh.
and they had it on them. Tried to give it to me before the service, and I said,
Nope.
I don't have anywhere to put it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll just do it after, and then
Oh no, I've had one where everybody like scattered. It was so we were like signing it, and they just pulled 2 people to sign it because that's all you need is the 2 people. And the maid of honor lost her mind, and she was like, "You were gone, and I wanted this signed. Like I couldn't find you." Like the bride was like, "Too bad." It's like it doesn't matter. She's
Well,
like,
and
"But I'm the
normally-
maid of honor," and she's like, "I was like, actually legally, it doesn't matter who signs
Yeah.
it."
Well, since
We
I
don't
was
wanna know
since
about
I was
that.
with a family in a different state and missed signing the whole thing from that point on, and this is going back over a decade, I made it a rule that every wedding that I do, it's either getting signed before the service starts,
Yep.
or I'll sign it during the service. We'll do it in the place where you have like a lot of people will do like a lighting of the unity candle or mixing of the unity sand or tying of the unity band or
What is the
watering
strangest
of
one
the
of those that you've seen?
watering of the trees.
watering
Oh,
of the
yeah.
I do like watering of the bonsai tree. I think that one's kind of cool.
I did one where they last summer, where they had the tree, and they had dirt from his family home farm and dirt from her
Cute.
family home farm, and they put the 2 dirts together.
That's
That's
cool.
cute.
That was kind of cool.
Uh,
And my other couple last summer that was really cool. They actually go to church here, so they may listen. I don't know, but she had written this beautiful thing about their life and together, and how the different colors matched parts of their relationship up to this point. And she had a canvas, and they poured paint from the canvas.
My
That's
sister
cool.
and brother-in-law did
flooded-
that.
and it flooded down and made a beautiful picture.
That's
That's
I can't say there was any bad ones. I will say one was a lighting of a unity candle outside, and every time they lit it, it would blow out. It's like, yeah, it's not going to stay lit. They're
Yeah,
not getting this
no.
thing lit.
My
done that too.
all-time favorite one is it was actually done by my friend Jill and Tyler, who I used to live with, and her older sister is a big like wino, and they had her pick out red wine that will age perfectly
Stop,
in like
just for a
5
second.
years.
Tell me this again. I want to listen closer to what you just said.
A wino.
A wino?
Yeah, like you drink a lot of wine. She's like a wine aficionado.
What,
That's not what that means.
Yeah, it is.
No.
It's like a term of endearment.
No, it's not, Sarah.
Uniophile.
Oh.
Oenoiophile.
Back in the day, a wino was someone who was like a bum on the street.
Oh.
They'd call them winos.
Oh. We call Maria wino all the time. She's like, yeah, I'm a wino. Cause
No,
she's
literally,
like,
it's just somebody that like you would see like on like an alley with a wine bottle.
Yeah.
Just
It's an old term.
well,
Old
she's a
term.
wine aficionado.
Okay, all right.
Hey Google, what's a wine aficionado?
Anyway, so they built a wine box and then got this red wine that'll age perfectly in 5 years. They had pre-written basically letters to each other in 5 years, packed it all up then for their unity ceremony, and then closed it. They'll open it in 5 years, read the letters to each other, drink the wine, do it again in 5 years, put it back together.
Oh,
so
neat.
it's like kind of a
Yeah.
ongoing thing.
And
Nice.
the wine will age nicely too.
Exactly.
Very cool. Very cool.
Okay,
Thanks to her.
it's an oenophile.
On-
Oenophile.
Oenophile. That sounds worse to me.
I mean,
But I'll
yeah.
start calling her an oenophile rather than a wino, so people don't think I'm calling her a bum
I
on the
think
street.
I like this. I like you like redeeming the term wino. Bring it back. Make it something positive rather than something negative. There we go.
Just
I'll ask the person before I call them a wino.
yeah, like, how
Would
do
you rather
feel
be
about
a
the
wino
term?
or a oenophile?
Yeah.
Oenophile.
Ornophile. Yeah, that's okay. It'd be like being a sommelier.
Yeah. That's kind of, she's like a at-home sommelier type.
Doesn't anyone say like connoisseur anymore?
That's a word.
I'm a
Yeah.
wine connoisseur.
You can say that. That's
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
here.
Or like if instead of a foodie, would it be a whiny?
Yeah, kind of.
I've known people who are like that. Whiny.
They're
Yeah.
whiny.
I know a few people who are whiny.
Yeah.
That's almost worse, DJ.
Well,
What are we talking about?
Weddings.
Yeah. We were talking
Weddings,
about
weddings. I'll tell you
unity.
my worst because it's so long ago. Some of them aren't living anymore. It wasn't here.
okay.
Oh, can I tell it?
yes.
We can take it off.
Yep.
the recording.
Sure.
Oh well, be careful.
We were ready to go down the aisle, and the groom was at a bar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I was wondering about that. Like, have you ever had to stop it and be like, look, someone's behavior is too unpredictable and offensive? Like a relative or a long lost love who it's their last chance to say.
Wait, have you guys ever had people
Hold on.
object to
Yeah,
a wedding?
I've
No.
never had that.
I did one wedding though where they had two little boys, and the one little boy kept crawling in and out of the pulpit and around the altar, and I just stopped it. I said, "No one's listening to what we're saying. Let's get this little guy settled with grandma and grandpa, and then let's move on."
Well, and I don't know about you, Becky, but I don't recall ever in any wedding rite saying, if anyone objects to this union, let them speak now or forever hold their peace. I don't think it's in any of them.
No, I would never say it.
I don't know where that's from. Like,
I've had
that's a movie
people-
thing.
The father tried to stop that wedding I just talked about.
Yeah.
He said, "Let's not do it. Let's not."
But there's not a place in the service where we're like, all right, you're all here, you're all dressed up.
Yep.
Let's just give a big pause and
Just
see.
in case. Everybody cool with
Just
this
like-
happening?
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
I think that's more of a movie thing
Yeah.
than an
Yeah.
actual
It probably
church.
did happen back in the good old days when you couldn't check on someone's
Mm.
background. you
Yeah.
know, and
Fair.
Oh, yeah.
Could be.
Pre-Google.
So in the service, you have a point where the couple shares promises, and some people like to write their vows and stuff. But the coolest one I had was a couple that in the 2000s read through the order of service in the old red hymnal, and they liked the language of troth.
Oh, and
So-
thereto I pledge you my troth.
I pledge you my troth, or troth, or however it's pronounced. And I worked it into the message about what it actually was and what a cool word this is. That it's too bad we've lost it, because it's like you guys think of like my truth, like who you totally are. You're pledging my troth, my all of me, and that's the term betrothed or betrothed. That's what it means.
Nice.
So that was cool to hear that in the wedding vows.
nice,
Do you let people write their own vows, or are you like,
I
let's
use them
stick?
both.
Okay.
So I like the standard old fashioned.
Mm-hmm.
better, worse, richer, poorer, sickness, health.
Yeah.
And people usually like that. And I have a part now where they actually say, I do. There's
Yes.
no I do in the Lutheran hymnals.
Yes.
And so I found stuff that says I do. So they do that, your intentions, they do that first.
Yep.
Do you like to say I do? I would. People really want to say that.
Well, you are right in line because the older Lutheran hymnals do have that. They'll say, "Is it your intention?" I do, I do, and then you go into the
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
you go into the vows. So I
Into
like
the vows.
that.
Yep.
And I had one that was so fun. Someone from this church, and I could say it was Craig Suffolk's oldest son.
Okay.
He and his bride. It's okay, Chad. Can I say it? Yes. He and his bride just had the most fun vows. Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Just ordinary. How I'm going to put up with you because you do this. But both of them had it, and it was beautiful.
Well, and now if I remember,
And I'll always forgive you.
is this the son who's now a pastor in
Yep.
Pennsylvania?
Yep.
All right.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of That Podcast. Don't forget that you can find us every Sunday morning at 9 and 10:30, either here at Atonement, 4601 South University Drive in Fargo, or online at atonement.live or atonementfargo.org. We also have a YouTube channel where you can find our services live or a wide variety of resources. Again, that's YouTube, atonement.live or atonementfargo.org. So for all of us here at Atonement, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another riveting episode of That Podcast.